My name is Steve Smith. I'm 56 and a leukemia survivor. I was diagnosed in 2012 on Christmas Eve with a rare form of leukemia called APL. I was under the weather, thought I had the flu. Luckily, my wife recognized that it was something more serious, had my parents come to the house and escort me to the emergency room where I was diagnosed. The type of leukemia that I have is it's fairly rare. Luckily, the treatment was developed not too long before I was diagnosed. And prior to that, they would send patients home for hospice. They wouldn't even try chemo. There was no treatment for APL. And luckily, I was the beneficiary of research that had been done and had not been around very long for APL. And in fact, while I was in the hospital, one of the researchers who developed the treatment from Italy just happened to be at the James. In a fog, I was able to meet that researcher and tell him how much it meant to me, and candidly was overwhelming to be able to share that with him. And I wanted him to know the impact of what he had done. He gave me back my life, my family. So as a survivor of leukemia, it was a double gut punch. My wife was diagnosed with ovarian cancer almost 4 years ago, and it was advanced stage. We really thought cancer was out of our lives. We thought that we were kind of one and done for this family. We had enough. But she was also able to connect with some amazing medical team at OSU. And so we've gone through the journey of ovarian cancer at OSU, and she's with me, and she's with our daughters, and we continue to really celebrate it all connects. The dots connect. The money turns into research, that research turns into treatments, and it's affected my family now twice. The research that led to my treatment was not part of Pelotonia, but it ignited in me what research means for treatment. You know, I was there for year one of Pelotonia and not really understanding what it was, but wanted to be a part of it. And then once you realize that every dollar raised that goes to that research, it unlocks things that impact people. And the fact that I was impacted by research on a rare form of leukemia, everything that I could do to help raise funds for research, Pelotonia meant everything to me. Pelotonia is about the group. It's not about an individual. It's about individuals coming together and that energy and that momentum that pushes us to more and more. And it's not about riding harder or faster. Quite candidly, that's the least of the event. It's really about bringing more and more people together to appreciate and understand what those fundraising dollars translate to from a research perspective and creating that hope. And that's where we share those stories. Not just the successes and the survivorship, but also the challenges of going through that. That level of energy creates a momentum that draws people in because they want to be a part of it. Some folks, they need to hear about the survivorship. Some folks need to hear about the science. Some are just there they need to do something. It's this magnet that Pelotonia pulls you in. And no matter what you have to give or contribute, and sometimes you need more than you're giving Pelotonia. And I think that's the magic behind Pelotonia. Victoria's Secret has a similar perspective that I do, which is we want to give back to the community, and working for an organization that believes in the power of research, not just Pelotonia, but in cancer research. We have been very diligent. The organization has been very diligent in directing funds to cancer research and supporting those of us that are also fundraising as part of the cancer research initiatives. Fundraising for cancer research right now is so critical. We are seeing what that research has meant, what Pelotonia has meant in terms of the treatments that they've been able to activate because of the funding. I've seen people, the beneficiaries of research that was fully funded by Pelotonia, and they're spending time with their families, they're riding, and they're living. We can't slow down. We've got to move even quicker. We have some momentum. We've got to keep going. There's so much more that can be done. There's so much living proof around us. We must keep moving forward.